Our next guest is two-time Grammy Award nominee with multiple Blues Foundation awards. He is known and revered globally for having carved his own musical destiny with honesty and power. He spent his youth immersed in Greenwich Village folk scene. Names like Dylan, Baez, and Seeger were visitors to his home, and he was deeply influenced by 𝗗𝘗𝗏 𝗵𝗗𝗄𝗏 and Taj Mahal, just to name a few. It is my extreme pleasure to welcome the Eric Bibb to the show today. Hi, Eric. Welcome.
Hi, Dawn. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be talking.
Thank you for being here. It's a pleasure to have you. How are you doing?
Well, we just came back from a 2-month tour of Australia, and it was rigorous, but it was also the best tour of my career. So I'm in a good space.
Oh, wow. I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah.
What made the tour so amazing?
Good question. I think altogether 34 shows, 20 of them were solo shows,
Wow.
and then the band joined me for the last leg. And my tour manager was just from heaven, and so everything was just not strenuous in the way that tours usually can
Yeah.
be. So yeah, it was a great reunion. The new record was exciting to share with Australians first because they're the first ones that got the hard copy of the
Okay.
new album, right? So yeah, it was just a glorious tour. Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
fantastic. Well, one of the reasons I wanted to chat with you today is I wanted to share the fantastic news that your new album, Ridin', is the number one album on CKUA's Top 30 chart this week. So congratulations.
Wow, wow, that's fantastic. I'm so happy to hear that. That's one of my favorite parts of the world to tour, and I know all those folks out there in Alberta, and I'm just happy they're still on board. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We are ride or die Eric Bibb fams. And your album, it's really, and I don't say this lightly, it's kind of perfection.
Wow.
I feel like you just managed to capture something so unique and so honest and raw and in this like beautiful musical package. I'm curious, what was the first song that kind of emerged for the album?
That's a really good question. Yeah, Riding and Family were early on, as well as 500 Miles,
Okay.
which is an old song that I kind of reconnected with during the pandemic because I had a Patreon page, and so I was looking for songs to record and post every week.
Hmm.
So it ended up being a lot of songs. So I started really thinking back to the songs that first made a really big impression on me, and that's one of them. So my producer has everything to do with the success of this album. He said to me, Eric, you sent me this clip, this Patreon clip, and the song 500 Miles is really talking to me. I think it has to be on the next album. And I think we'd already had Riding as a track.
Hmm.
And he said, I think this is going to work. I kind of see a kind of connection between the songs that are coming in. And so it was not something that was premeditated from the beginning. It's something that evolved organically. And
Hmm.
I've been on this historical trail for a while, finding a lot of inspiration in the historical record for songs, wanting to give voice to folks who didn't have it at the time that they were around, and their stories need to be remembered. So, yeah, I guess Riding and Family were two of the first songs that came up.
Beautiful, beautiful. Um, I think that's something that you do so well is definitely giving voice to the voiceless and um, you know, being a truth teller. Um, where do you think that I don't know, that drive comes from?
Hmm. Yeah, I know exactly where it comes from. It was something that I grew up with.
Mm.
It was sort of like oxygen in the air. Music was all around, but with the music was also this energy of wanting to address social ills.
Yeah.
My parents were very active during the civil rights movement and anti-war movements, and my godfather, Paul Robeson, kind of set the standard, for activism together with art. So that
Mm-hmm.
combination, that meeting of artistic expression and social awareness and a wanting to, a desire to bring about change that would be better for everybody in the community. That sort of was something that went hand in hand in my upbringing.
Yeah, beautiful. With your own children, are they artists as well?
Some of them are,
Yeah.
yes. I have children, and yes, my oldest son is a dancer and musical theater artist who's very well known in Sweden. My daughter, who teaches music in Zurich, is also a wonderful performer, and my youngest daughter is also a songwriter and singer who's making her name known around here. So yeah, it's running in the family, and I just had a meeting with a cousin of mine. His name is Bradford Young. He's a cinematographer. He's the guy who shot the film Selma
Oh,
about.
wow.
Yeah, he's a very accomplished and already well-known cinematographer, and he just came for a visit with his whole family. And it just reminded me that it seems like my whole family somehow was touched by that whole mission, somehow to make art available in the service of social change.
Yeah, well, what a blessing. Thank you. I mean, that's incredible legacy, and it's like you are a family of griots, just
Uh-huh.
telling stories and telling truth. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
I
my
wanted to
dad had
touch.
so much to do with it. I was just going to say,
Yes.
really, my dad handed me the baton, and I'm aware of it more and more, not less and less as time goes on.
Mm.
How much he influenced me just by example.
Yeah, definitely. Your dad, the Leon Bibb, was a formidable man, and yeah, well, thank you for carrying on his legacy and keeping that fire alive. I wanted to ask you really quickly about the track that you have with Harrison Kennedy, and
Mhm.
I was curious, have you collaborated with him before?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Harrison is a dear friend, and I've recorded with him on several occasions, and he's a fabulous human being and a marvelous singer who has a kind of sound that harkens back to, you know, the wonderful soul music renaissance of the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And his approach to music is, it's not just about music and can somebody sing well or play well. At this point in my life, it's a question of, are we on the same page, basically spiritually, and do we want
Yeah.
to like bring our energies together to make more than one and one makes two? Let's really just
Mm.
it up. So Harrison is definitely somebody who I love and hope to connect with again.
Amazing, amazing. I really love that, and I love just the interplay on the track of "Call Me by My Name," and such a powerful song with the incredible message of like human dignity and respect.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's uh, it's something that what can I say? People focus on obviously brutal aspects of systematic racism. There's a song or two that refers to lynching on the album.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I also want to draw attention to the burden, the psychological burden of being the subject of racist attacks, whether they're verbal or physical, and just what happens to your own sense of self when you're constantly um, treated without that respect. So that's why
Yes.
I want to just bring that into the mix, that we have many fronts to move on to bring this all into balance. It's not
Yeah.
just a legal thing, it's an attitudinal thing. And those things take a long time to change, I realize, but that's no reason not to keep going for it.
Yes. Amen. Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the great Wayne Shorter says that his humanity is his instrument, and I believe that is the same for you. So
That's a
thank you
lovely
for
thing.
sharing, all that you do, and congratulations again on having the number one album this week on our top 30 chart.
Thank you. I am so chuffed to hear all of that. You know, especially from there, because like I said, it's a dear part of the world to me. My dad being from Vancouver in the last part of his life, lived there and made great friends there. And I had a chance to tour Canada many times, coast to coast. So yeah, I'm really happy to hear about that number one.
Yeah, well, we love you here. And, if you ever happen to be in this neck of the woods, hopefully very soon, definitely let us know. We'd love to have you in at the station.
I would love to come by. I've done that and I'd love to do that again.
Okay.
I'm not sure we're going to be traveling so much these days.
Mm,
This tour told me that what I really want to do is do selective gigs here and there when it's the right circumstances. But
yeah.
my touring days, you know, traipsing around the world holding guitars and suitcases has waned, and
Yeah.
I'm going to focus on writing more, not only songs but other stuff. And I'm involved in a theater project this fall, and there's so much to do. I'd like to teach more, blah blah blah. You know?
Yeah. Well, whatever you happen to create, we are all hungry for whatever it is you got.
Oh, Dawn, thank you, thank you, thank you. You've made my day.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. It's like, oh, Eric Bibb is a, I don't know, competitive modern dancer. Okay,
Yeah.
sign me up. Whatever it is, we're here for it.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time today, Eric. I'm gonna play the title track from your album, Ridin', the number one album on CKUA's Top 30. Here it is. This is Ridin' by Eric Bibb.
Thank you.